What's up, guys? My name is SnyperSama, but you can call me Sniper. Welcome back to the channel. In today's build, we have something just a little bit different. Today, we are doing something that most people, especially if Wilds is your first game, may not know about. And that is the bow, and that the bow is actually very good at applying elemental damage. The reason you may not know that is because bow in this game, the coatings vary based on what element you are using. Meaning, if you played bow, especially at the start of this game's life cycle, you used water or fire RDN bows. The reason for that was close range coating. Close range coating was able to just pump out a crazy amount of raw damage, and because the elemental hit zone values that early monsters didn't have, you didn't really get to see any elemental bonuses. Well, thanks to Title Update 4 increasing everything to another level, as well as some of the new monsters we're getting, Element has become more viable and, dare I say, better than status application like Paralysis. Because of that, Bow's King reign as the higher, we'll say the second highest, because dual blades are crazy, the second highest elemental applicator are back, and it shreds. This build is all about that. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my Calamitous Angel in the Dragon element, with Leviathan's Fury and Lord's Soul. The reason we are rocking that over Gore is because it is really easy in the armor to create the Gormagala effect. So, for our weapon, this is as follows. Because we are using Dragon specifically, we have Pierce Coating. This build works with every element, though, okay? If you want close range coating, I believe you need water and fire. If you need power coating, I believe you go for, I think it's thunder and ice, and for pierce coating is dragon. You can create this just like dual blades for any single build. This just happens to be that because dragon is the most effective, in my opinion, you are able to do it here. But it does change the playstyle a little bit, okay? As far as our production bonus goes, 3 attack infusions with an element focus. The reason we're going for element focus is because this build is all about doing elemental damage with our bow, because it cooks Gogmazios. Like, I'm telling you, during his nuke phase, when he is super susceptible to dragon, you do so much damage, it is unreal, okay? So, active skills, Leviathan's Fury, Lord's Soul. Lord's Soul is not a requirement. Just damage increase. If you can get it, great. If you can't, don't worry about it until you can get it. Leviathan's Fury is what you need to aim for. As far as the reinforcement bonus, you want all element. Because we're using an element focus, you don't have a negative affinity. You just want all element. If you can get that. If you can't, something like this with an attack mixed in there or affinity is good, but all element is the way to go, especially when you're crafting your bows. What you may not know is you don't have sharpness, and you don't have capacity boost or ammo boost. You don't have to worry about any of those. The only 3 you can get on bow are affinity, element, and attack. Meaning, there is always a decent chance you have more element than anything else. So, keep that in mind. As far as our armor and our talisman go, talisman is the one that I keep showcasing. Attack boost, antivirus. I actually didn't slot anything down here specifically for this build. This is not a God Roll RNG build. It's just a good build. Ideally, if you have a Golden Age Charm with Attack Boost 3 and 1 weapon slot, you'll be perfect. You'll be able to mimic this build completely. If you cannot, I would say anything that you can do for stamina management. If you have some sort of stamina like Constitution, you have Stamina Surge, maybe you want to put in Part Breaker, maybe you want to put in Comfort Skills. It's up to you. As far as this talisman goes, if you don't have the Attack Boost 3, in the Rarity 8 variant, or even just attack boost by itself, that's good. You don't need anything crazy. This build is just good, and it focuses on pumping out a lot of element damage. Okay, so other than the Leviathan's Fury, that's the only little RNG that's in this build, but if you're watching my builds, you know that I use this charm a lot, meaning it puts me in a different category, okay? Sorry. As far as the armor goes, we have the Raydao Gamma, we have the Jinda Had Gamma. The reason for these is because we're focusing on element. Meaning, Coalescence is super, super valuable. Not to mention, the Ray Dow gives a stamina surge and weakness exploit. We skip over maximum might just because you don't really get to use it on bow. But weakness exploit and stamina surge, we can just take full advantage of. Lastly, we have Lagiacrus Mail. This is the second part of our Azure Bolt. And then we have Gore Coil Greaves in the beta variant. The reason we are rocking everything like this is because it is going to give us Black Eclipse. Black Eclipse is going to give us the additional Frenzy bonus. Frenzy plus Antivirus is going to give us our whopping 25% affinity. On top of that, Azure Bolt is going to give us 15% affinity. Lord Soul is going to give us an additional 5% attack. Meaning just between these and our Guts, we have 5% increased attack and we have 40% increased affinity. Okay, so as far as the decorations go, this is what you're kind of looking at. Ideally, you have a charm similar to mine. You don't need antivirus on it. Like I said, just attack boost with the level 1. If you only have attack boost and the level 1, you would take these 2 physique jewels and you'd put Sane in here. If you have something similar to mine where you have the additional, you'll want to put them down here. These are just 2 open slots. There was nothing else that I really thought needed to be part of this build. If you have something that can go there, go ahead and put it. Something like adaptability. Maybe you want more levels of flinch free. Maybe you want self-improvement. It's kind of up to you, and it's not required for anything. Okay? We have 1 chain jewel. This is to give us burst. Then I slotted in Destroyer. Bow has the really, really nice addition of the fact that not only can it pump out a crazy amount of damage, but especially on someone like Gogmazios, where he's so large, you can aim exactly where you want to hit. Meaning, you are going to be able to pump out a ton of damage, and you'll be able to focus on one real location. It's not like melee weapons where you're sitting there running around trying to hit the exact same spot every time, especially on Gogmazios, who likes to fly around and move around a lot. Bow is able to take full advantage of it without really putting yourself at a disadvantage. Okay. Next up, we have a Tenderizer Jewel. This is going to give us Weakness Exploit level 5. And we have our Physique Jewels, our Refresh Jewel, and our second Tenderizer Jewel. All in all, this build gives us a little bit of everything. Because of the decorations that we have on our weapon, we have a Dragon Precise, we have Bandolier Precise, and then we have Spread Jewel. What these are going to do is this is going to give us more Dragon Attack. This is going to give us Tetra Shot, increasing the attack power and the affinity of the 4th, and then after, it'll increase everything up to the 6th shot. Ballistics, which is going to give us a little more range, and then we have Spread Tower Shots, which gives us an additional 5% damage increase when we are spamming our Spread Shot, or our Quick Shots, okay? So, all in all, you have attack boosters, you have Dragon Attack, you have additional affinity and additional attack boosts, you have ballistics for range, you have weakness exploit. Naturally, we have 10% affinity because we are using an element-focused weapon, meaning we're at 40% with weakness exploit. Include antivirus, and we are sitting at 65% affinity. Include Leviathan's Fury, we are at 80% affinity. Include the fact that weakness exploit, an additional 20% on wounds, you have approximately 100% affinity with a crap ton of regular attack and an insane amount of elemental on top of it, especially considering the fact that we are rocking Coalescence and Burst, which is going to give us even more boosts to our raw damage and our elemental damage in the case of Coalescence. Okay, all in all, this build goes crazy. Okay, we're going to go ahead and talk to Luke. Go ahead and turn on Coalescence and Antivirus. And we'll take a look. You can see I have 251 raw attack right now, 20% affinity, and 612 dragon element. What's crazy about it, though, is that it just pumps out damage. You can see there with the Leviathan's Fury active, and just 2 sets of spread shots, we're able to do nearly 500 damage. The best part, though, is that you are able to aim exactly where you want to. You do not need to worry about hitting anything you don't want to hit. Now, 272, 650 element. That is a lot on a bow where you can focus fire anything that is you're going for. What you may forgot about, though, is the fact that we have pierce coating. Meaning, your attacks are just going to do more damage because now they're going through the entire monster. This build specifically against something like Gogmazios, where his giant wing arms are giant, you are able to do insane amounts of damage because it will just pierce through the entire monster. So we'll go ahead and compare here. We will do quick shot, power shot, 2 times. We have about 500 damage. We'll do it one more time on the side right here, and we'll just do it quick shot and power shot. Quick shot and power shot. 420 damage. Now let's go ahead and apply our pierce coating. $80 damage increase over. And this is against the test dummy that's elemental resistances are not amazing. Now, however, you can include the fact that we have a tracer. Tracer is going to give us more damage. So we go ahead and fire here. 791 damage with our pierce coating. Let's go ahead and take it off. 1621 from 791. Okay, this build is crazy because you were able to do literally whatever it is that you want. You were able to do so much damage. In fact, on that second showcase, I still had pierce ammo active. So let's go ahead and do this. We had 791. We'll call it 800. And with the tracer active, with the proc from Leviathan's Fury, 800 damage. The exact same amount. I know nobody wants to use pierce ammo. What you may not know is that pierce ammo is actually decent. And against monsters, especially like Gogmazios, you're able to take a lot of advantage of it because of how much easier it is to apply all of that extra damage. It's not like you're fighting a Sergios, where when it goes piercing through his tail, it just barely goes and hits him like 4 times. Gogmazios is huge. Some of these other monsters, like Arkfeld, they are huge, meaning you can take full advantage of something like pierce coating. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for my Dragon Elemental Stacking Bow build. Thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you all for hanging out. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Farewell.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.